So guys, I stumbled on a video of some group of analysts, analyzing football, and they sounded very much interesting up until when the Guardiola topic came up. When the Guardiola topic came up, I was about flipping the video and I said, no, let me listen to what these guys have to say about Guardiola, about the legendary Guardiola. We all know that this season, Guardiola has been having, an awful season. Guardiola in the last 19 matches has won only 5, drawn 4, and the rest are losses. So I was like, let me hear what these guys have to say about Guardiola. And one of the questions that popped up was, is Guardiola even one of the greatest coaches of all time? Is he even there with the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp and the rest? And I was like, where is this question actually coming from? Is it because of this one season? Remember, in Guardiola's managerial career, this is the first time he's having this awful run. Yes, maybe some coaches has never had it like this. It has been lingering so much. We have expected him, to bounce back and start winning. But for some reason, this awful run has lingered. And I know that Guardiola is very stubborn. He doesn't want to adapt to the changes in football right now. He just wants to prove a point. And I think that is one reason why this awful run is still lingering. So I was like, okay, this question that is being asked now, why now? Why now? Guardiola has coached for over 15 years. For over 15 years. Why haven't you guys asked this question? Is Guardiola up there with the likes of Alex Ferguson, Mourinho, and the rest? Based on the fact that Mourinho has coached the likes of Porto, Inter Milan, and he has done it in these two teams alongside other teams that he has coached. And Ancelotti has coached the likes of AC Milan, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and other clubs that he has also coached. And they have never had this awful run. And I'm like, okay, let's just take it that Guardiola this season has not been doing so well. Is that going to define his entire managerial career? The fact that other coaches has never had it this bad, does that make him less of a coach? Will that make him drop from the list of the greatest coaches of all time, the top 3? Top 3, because Guardiola is always in the top 3. The only reason Alex Ferguson is above him is because of how long Sir Alex Ferguson stayed in his managerial career, of which at the end of Guardiola's career, I tip him to be number 1. And I'm like, why this question at this moment? Why this question? And they made another statement that caught me. They said he has coached for the bigger teams. He has always coached, for the elite teams, the likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and then Manchester City. And I'm like, okay, Guardiola is not the only team that has coached for elite teams. He is not the only coach that has coached the bigger teams in Europe. Now, how many of these coaches has produced a treble? How many of these coaches has produced a sextuple? The only coach in football right now that has done the sextuple alongside Guardiola is Hansi Flick at the same Bayern Munich that Ancelotti coached. Remember, Ancelotti coached Bayern Munich and he was not able to produce treble, top note of sextuple. So where is that statement also coming from? That he has coached the likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Manchester City, and these teams, are known to be European elite teams. And mind you, before now, Manchester City cannot sit in a table that consists of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Chelsea, AC Milan, Inter Milan, the elite teams in Europe as of 2009 to 2010. Manchester City cannot see themselves in the same table that consists of this European powerhouses, the likes of Liverpool. Manchester City cannot see themselves in the midst of these European powerhouses. It was of recent that Manchester City started finding their form. And when Guardiola signed for Manchester City, they became one of the biggest European teams in football, a force to reckon with. And I started asking myself, why didn't all this question come when he was winning the EPL back to back to back to back? I was really surprised. Guardiola of all managers, someone that started his managerial career at Barcelona B, won them the league And then Barcelona had to sign him as their coach. In his first season as a manager of a top team, he won the sextuple in 2009. Won the sextuple, and from that moment onwards, he has been flying so high. The worst position Guardiola has had on the league is the third position. Guardiola has never finished lesser than third on the league, and that happened at Manchester City. It has always been either first or second position. First or second position. It was up until when he came to Manchester City in his first season that he finished third. And that earned him the name local champion. Local champion. Everyone called him the local champion. And they said he only won the Champions League 2 times because of a player like Lionel Messi. That Messi was instrumental to him winning the Champions League. And that he should do it without Lionel Messi. He tried at Bayern Munich and he couldn't. Although he won the Bundesliga in his 2 seasons. The same Bundesliga that poses a threat to other coaches. He won it 3 straight times. Now at Manchester City, in 8 years, he has won 6 EPL trophies. 6 EPL trophies, including a back-to-back EPL trophy. And then this season, he's having an alpha run, the first in his managerial career. And these questions are popping up. Is he among the greatest coaches of all time? He has coached the elite teams. Let him go and coach smaller clubs. Is Manchester United not a bigger team? Is Chelsea not a bigger team? Is Liverpool not a bigger team? Is Barcelona not even a bigger team? Real Madrid, is it not a bigger team? Bayern Munich, is Bayern Munich not a bigger team? How many of them has produced a sextuple apart from when Hansi Flick was at Bayern Munich? How many of them has won a treble all these years apart from when Mourinho did it with Inter Milan? So when I heard them, ask these questions, I was very much disappointed. So I was like, this season's alpha run has made Guardiola less of a great manager. Less of a great manager. A coach that I cannot remember if he has gone trophyless in any season. I can't remember. A coach that has never been sacked. A coach that has never been sacked. And I put it to you all that if it were to be other coaches that had this 19-game alpha run, 5 wins, 4 draws, and losses, the rest losses, their sack letter would have been waiting for them on their table a long time ago. A long time ago. I was really more disappointed with the questions, and I was like, Guardiola. Anyways, it is football. It is what it is. People tend to talk more when you experience so much success and then eventually fall from that level to a lower level. They will lambast you. They are going to tongue lash you and ask too many questions. And I'm not surprised that Guardiola is having the same experience right now. But I know that he's going to bounce back. He will seriously bounce back.